Hi guys, a few days ago I responded to a Brexiteer from GB News who was mocking members of the March to Rejoin and told them just to embrace Brexit and help Britain boom again. Well, the reporter decided to upload some more content, and in this clip he believes he asked a gotcha question of a lady who explained the negatives of being outside the EU. Ben, the reporter, thought it was all a bit funny, either not understanding what the lady had actually said or pretending not to. Have a listen.
So what's the purpose of this meeting? What are you guys calling for?
We know that it's unlikely that we'll get back into Europe soon.
Yeah.
But as somebody said in To Kill a Mockingbird, courage is when you know you're beaten but you keep going anyway.
Okay.
And I won't give up.
What do you miss about the EU?
Oh gosh, what do I miss? I miss things like being able to order from abroad, being able to go abroad freely, for my children and their children, things like the Erasmus scheme.
When you say order from abroad, what do you mean? What?
I tried to order a tablecloth from Germany. It can't come to us, unfortunately. Customs and all that. All the red tape that's come in since Brexit.
So you couldn't buy a tablecloth because of Brexit?
I could buy it, I could give the money, but I couldn't have it sent to Britain.
Oh.
Because of all the customs and the tolls.
Oh, okay.
Which have come in. So that's just one thing.
She is explaining a real problem and he thinks it's trivial. Now, of course, a tablecloth is trivial. And also notice that he ignored the other points that she raised about freedom to travel to the European Union and the future for her children. That was ignored, and he focused instead on a trivial tablecloth. Now, is it trivial? Well, the tablecloth is trivial, but the issue that she raised is not. She explained she was willing to pay, but the company was not willing to send. Now, when it's a tablecloth, you can find another. But if you're a business in Britain and you need parts for manufacturing, or if you want to sell something on, and the European supplier has said, actually, we can't be bothered, then that's a problem. And that's a consequence of Brexit. I've already talked before on the channel about businesses who went to trade fairs in Europe. They met with potential customers in the European Union. And as soon as the customers discovered that the business was British, they said, we love your product, we'd love to do business with you, but unfortunately it's too much hassle. We're going to have to find a supplier in the European Union instead. This is detrimental. Of course, this guy is focusing on a tablecloth. Tablecloth, as I said, is trivial, but the consequences of Brexit are not. Of course, GB News will not go and interview some importers or exporters. They'll not interview businesses that are struggling because of the consequences of being outside the single market. Instead, what they'll do is focus on trivial things like a tablecloth. And this, of course, is gold to Brexiteers. Oh, look at this stupid Ramona complaining about a tablecloth. Why doesn't she just go down to her local supermarket and buy a tablecloth there? See, problem solved. Trying to find problems with Brexit when these problems don't exist. And of course, missing the bigger point here. You can place an order and in many cases it will not arrive because the business has said it's just not worth our while. And it works the other way too. Small businesses in Britain who are trying to export into the single market have either been forced to close, avoid the single market completely, or if they are big enough, set up operations in the EU. These are the direct consequences of Brexit. Something that GB News, of course, avoids. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.